because that begun in me, the revelation. But there were moments, for an example, to remove the rudiments. I remember that here in Miami, the Lord told me, listen, that of baptism in water, that's nonsense because you've already been baptized in his death. Oh, Lord, if I say this Sunday, people are going to leave because he told me that, but not you. Oh, and we just had finished celebrating a baptism a few months prior in Tropical Park because you know that even Paul said, and in the times in which I will appear to you, he was told. He also grew progressively because Paul began baptizing certain families. But now he says, Christ did not send me to baptize. But what is it? You were baptizing just recently, and now Christ told you not to? Well, I used to go through that same process. I said, wow. And listen, when God tells me something, I can't stop that. I can't say, I'll leave it for later. What? If he says I have to say it, even if people leave, well, I was prepared. Even if I were to stay with just 5, with those 5, we will function. Well, until I realized that is nonsense. That is to wet people. That is the biggest abuse. To wet you in water, that's ignorance. That's a rudiment. That doesn't make sense because you have already been baptized into his death. You've been free from the devil and sin, and that's a symbol of sin. So baptize you for what? I understood that when the mind of Christ came and spoke to me. And I said it, and many left the congregation. But I used to continue with the Holy Communion. And when I read one day that it said, because Christ our Passover was sacrificed for us, I said, wow, was already sacrificed? So what am I doing with with ignorance, with a piece of bread and Welch's juice, because it's not even wine? I say, oh, Lord. And other biblical evidences. You have to say it on Sundays. Oh, and again.